How are we doing, guys? This is my match reaction to AFC Wimbledon beating Northampton Town 1-0. And yeah, let's get into it. What was that from Northampton? Because that was not good enough. Absolutely not good enough. You've got players who are not good enough for this club, time and time again. It's not good enough, and at the minute I don't get how we can raise our game against the big teams, and we can only raise them against the small teams. It's baffling belief with Northampton at the minute. We didn't not getting into all this bullshit that John Brady come out and said that they stuck to their game plan. Well, for 55 minutes you didn't. Let's have that right. We didn't stick to our game plan in the first 15 minutes. I don't think we got going until like 60 minutes or so. It was an utter joke. That's probably it's not the worst performance I've seen under John Brady, but it's certainly up there. But it wasn't good enough. And we have to improve because we've got to go again on Friday. Good Friday, we've got to go again. And it's a home game, so we've really got to up the antic. But the goal we conceded, it was poor. Absolutely poor. We just didn't look like we were going to threaten. We got a penalty right at the end, and it was just Sam Hoskins, man. What are you doing? What are you doing? I feel for the lad because he's Northampton through and through, but you've got to be putting them chances away. That could cost us at the end of the season. It might not do, but it could. But yeah, it just weren't good enough. Both teams didn't look like they were going to score. It was poor. Absolutely poor. And we've just got to hopefully go again on Friday. And we have to get something. Because it's the same old players what are not good enough. I'm not going to go over who they are. They know who they are. Some of them are not good enough for the club. And it's getting beyond a joke. They know who they are. Thought Danny Rose was poor. He had an excellent game on Tuesday. Why didn't he carry it on? Who knows? For me, he should be on the bench on Good Friday. And then there's a few other players who were just poor. But it was just terrible. Absolutely terrible from Northampton. We weren't good enough. And I think that sort of result could send us down. It might not do, but it could very much easily send us down. I hope it doesn't. And hopefully I'm one as well. But it's just poor. We probably thought the first half the midfield looked like they were losing possession too much. So the midfield was losing possession too much in the midfield. Strikers were non-existent. We just didn't get going, and it's not ideal, because for 60 minutes we did absolutely nothing, and it was just poor, absolutely poor. And we are better than that, and I generally do hope. We've seen it this season, they can bounce back, but whether they do bounce back is another matter. I think the goal could be avoided. What on earth was the defending for the goal? Thought was poor. You don't do that. If the ball's there, you hoof it out. You go long. But we didn't do that, yes, on Saturday. I genuinely do think we will be going down. And I said this before Brady took over the club when he got the job. And it was just, we looked more of a threat become 60 minutes. But apart from that, we didn't do anything. Some of the players were just poor. And again, we just didn't look good on Saturday. But it's weird because we play well against the big teams, but then we don't raise it against the small. It's interesting. We move on to Shrewsbury Good Friday, which there will be a preview for that game. We need to bounce back, and it's got to be in a better performance until that preview on Friday. Well, the preview won't be on Friday, but until the preview, I'll see you lot later. I'm out of here.